who suffer from autism or Alzheimer's disease can sometimes become disoriented and can even get lost in familiar surroundings. The Schaumburg Police Department's new Care Track program is designed to help find victims and get them safely home. With me now to discuss the program are Sergeant John Neville and Schaumburg resident Jill Kelly. Well, welcome to the show, John.
Thank you, Mayor.
Jill. Well, first of all, how did you get involved? Was this your idea?
Yeah, I guess it was my idea. I work in Naperville, and Naperville has this program already in place. And so last spring, when my son Jason, who has autism, started bolting and leaving my house, I was getting real nervous and wondering what I could do about it. And I heard about the program in Naperville, talked to the officer there who's in charge of it, and she told me all about it. And I said, what do I do? How do I get that implemented in Schaumburg? And she said, you know, go ahead and go to the police chief and start with him and make a phone call, tell him all about it, and see how receptive they are. And to my surprise, I was so pleased. They were so receptive and so responsive, and it just kind of started then. And
oh, John, tell us about it. Tell us about what happened then after she contacted the police department. Tell us a little bit about the program, how it works.
Well, Chief Howard, after speaking with Jill, thought it sounded like a good program and passed it to staff to do some research. And we did find that it was valuable. Not only did we have an incident with Jason missing last year, but we had 2 cases with Alzheimer's patients that were missing. The one incident, the gentleman was missing for almost 5 hours, and he was found about a block away from home, sitting in somebody else's house. The door was unlocked. He went inside, and the people didn't find him until they came home from work later at night. So this type of equipment would be ideal for that type of a situation. What Care Track is, it's about 3 pieces. The first is a transmit unit where a family can purchase this. It's either used as a wristband or an ankle band, and they would purchase it through the police department. The frequency is registered with us. If the individual goes missing, we have tracking equipment with a directional antenna, and we would go out to the area they were last seen and start searching for them.
We have a video here, don't we?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah. Can we cue that up a little bit and tell us a little bit about this?
The funny looking thing in my hand is the directional antenna, and moving it back and forth, if the signal is picked up, it gives a beeping signal as well as a video display of the strength of the signal. And it's kind of like the old hot and cold game. As we're moving the antenna around, the signal gets cold, it gets hot, and it lets us hone in on the transmitter. So that's what we're looking for, is the transmitter, and the transmitter should be hooked up to the person that it belongs to.
And what's the range on this?
It's about a mile. If we have to and we can't find the person on foot, we have another antenna that we can put on a squad car. We just start driving around the area until we pick up a signal. We can also go airborne, so we can get a helicopter or a fixed-wing plane and search from the air, too. Care Track International has over 2,000 successful locations, and the average time is about 30 minutes. I was trained in this unit, and it's unbelievable. In fact, the trainer, without telling me, hid one of these inside the Village Hall, and all he told me, the person was last seen running eastbound Schaumburg Road from Roselle. So we're driving down Schaumburg Road. As I get near the Village Hall, I start getting a beeping. We pull in the parking lot. It gets stronger. I got out on foot with the directional antenna, and within about 10 minutes, I found underneath a piece of paper inside an office in the Village Hall.
It wasn't my office, was it?
No, sir. Wouldn't even go there.
And obviously, if it was attached to a person, it would probably be easier to find than just under a little piece of paper.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Now, another thing that people ask is, well, why are you using a radio transmitter as opposed to GPS? Because everybody has a GPS in their car. Well, that's a great example. When you're in your car and you go underneath a bridge, you lose your GPS signal. If somebody was sitting right here in the TV studio with a GPS transmitter, we probably couldn't find them because the satellite wouldn't penetrate the building, where we could find a radio signal inside of a building, and we can even pick it up from the outside of a building.
Now, is it possible to get to extend the range on these at all? I mean,
with this technology, no, but I don't see 1 mile as being a specific limitation, because part of the Care Track program is that the individual wearing the bracelet has to have 24-hour care, which means that they can't really essentially be home by themselves. So in theory, let's say if Jason went out the front door, he probably would be noticed out the front door within 5-10 minutes. Yeah. That gives us the time. He's still within the a mile of his house, or even if he's a little bit further, we can get out in the squad car and be able to pick pick up a signal fairly quickly. So I don't think that should be a limitation at all.
How old is Jason?
He's 9. He's in 3rd grade.
Okay, what school does he go to?
He goes to Hale School.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
And he wears this?
Doesn't have it yet.
Okay, all right.
But real soon, right?
Yeah, we should be operational within the next month. We're training about 20 police officers right now. We want to have about 6 to 7 police officers per shift trained, so that way when we make this available to the residents, we'll always have officers on duty that can operate this gear.
Okay, I mean, what response have you gotten from the public? I know you saw something in the local paper about it.
We've already had 4 families that have contacted us, expressing an interest. And again, just we've had simply an article in the Daily Herald, and we're with you now. We'll be in a Cracker Barrel soon. So as we get the word out, I imagine it'll pick up. But Naperville is a little bit larger than our community, and I believe they have about 25 residents on the program. So I would expect that we should probably be into the teens or close to 20 when we're up and running.
Better get more of these? We have more than one?
Well, we have 2 actual tracking units, so we can actually send out 2 teams of officers track. But as far as the wristbands, the families would purchase the wristbands, and they would then own them for their family
How do they
member.
get a wristband? Who do they contact?
They'll contact it through the police department. If they contact me at the police department, I would discuss the process with them, make sure that their family member meets the criteria for the program, and then we would assist them in purchasing the equipment from CareTrack.
Okay, and what kind of criteria do you have?
First is a medical designation where a doctor has said that, yes, the person has Alzheimer's or Down syndrome, autism, something along those lines. And then the second thing is, again, they are basically under 24-hour care. Whether they're at school or whether they're at home, they're with somebody all the time. And those criteria are pretty much easy to meet. We don't want this to be a babysitter. And that's the main thing, where, somebody might be a highly functional autism or not too, early into the stages of Alzheimer's, where they might be alone for a couple of hours, and then, we can't find them. Well, the police will find them. That's really not it. This is for truly people that need this, and that's pretty much what the criteria would be.
What does something like this cost?
$250 for the family, and that's for the transmitter and then a battery tester. The family would test the battery every month. And that would, again, be those expenses. And then there's a monthly expense of about $8 to change the wristband and change the battery.
How long has this been around, Jill?
I know that Naperville's implemented their, they call it Fast Track there. It's the same thing, that's just their name. I think they've been doing that since 2006. As far as I know, are they the first ones in the
I'm not sure about the
suburban area to start the program?
I'm not
I
sure
think they've
about
been
that.
doing it the longest.
What's your number, John? If someone want to call you, can they call you and directly?
They can call me directly at 847-348-7276, and that's my office, so they can reach me directly.
Okay. Well, it's a great program.
I'm so excited.
So are we. It's just great.
It's great that we got a responsible police department, and we've got residents who have that confidence in.
Right from the start, whether I was talking to you or Chief Howerton, they were saying it's not a matter of if we do this, it's just when we're going to do it.
John,
so it's been so nice.
Jill,
nice to meet
thanks
you.
for being on the program.
Sure.
It's a wonderful program. Maybe this program is wonderful, but the program that you're introducing here is really wonderful. It's a good thing to have. That will do it for this edition of Speaking of Schaumburg. Join us again next month for another all-new episode. I'll be talking with representatives from the Prairie Center Arts Foundation, the Schaumburg Garden Club, and the Schaumburg Regional Airport. Until then, I'll see you around town.